Hi everybody, my name is Ashley Monique Menard, and I'm so excited that Indie Horror Film Creative wanted to talk to me. Let's talk. Alrighty, first question, how did I get into this profession? I wanted to be an actor ever since I can remember. An actor and a singer, those were always two things that I just gravitated to. Being other people is a lot more fun than being yourself, I'll just say that, and I feel like a lot of performers know what I'm talking about. So yeah, since I was about 5 or 6. What was my first project? I used to produce these podcasts with my sister back in 1990. We didn't have microphones. We used our hairbrushes, and we created characters, and that laid a heavy foundation of just a place that you could go to create a world. And I was completely consumed by that. So by the time elementary school came around and middle school, there were little projects like choir. I got really into that. And then by high school, we had a bunch of musicals at my high school, and I did The Sound of Music my freshman year. And I didn't have a part. They didn't even let me be a nun, in fact. And I was a good singer, so I didn't understand why they didn't want me to be a nun. But they instead put me just in the chorus. Which, being in the chorus in The Sound of Music, if you're not a nun, what are you doing? Get off the field. You know, that's how it feels. But yeah, they put me in the chorus, but I did sneak a little part where I went on stage and bowed at the end, and it just killed the audience. Speaking of horror though, when did I get into horror movies? Well, you know, Elvira was a really cool chick at my house. We used to, my brother would pop on an Elvira movie and I'd stay and I'd watch. I'm probably the worst when it comes to horror films because I don't like being scared. Life is scary enough. I don't need anyone else to scare me. But yeah, I do enjoy psychological thrillers, so Toni Collette has been a huge influence when it comes to psychological horror movies. And I'm actually on a show called Demon Doctor, and Demon Doctor is this really cool, we like to call it a cult classic, even though it just came out. We've already got a following. It's this really cool LGBTQ, body positive TV show that's a mix between Buffy and the X-Files, you know. It's got some really interesting characters and some really beautiful makeup. I work with Joshua R. Pangborn, who's the writer on that, as well as a couple other projects, and Paula Anzulis, who does the makeup, and the makeup's killer. So we work on that project together, Demon Doctor. I play Genevieve, who is a sorceress who just wants what everyone else wants. World domination. Spoiler alert! I'm very, very lucky to have met Josh so many years ago. I auditioned for a play about 7 years ago, and he cast me. We made that play. Well, he made that play, and I was along for the ride. But a couple years later, he wanted to do a web series, and I had no idea what that was. Like I said, I was a theater kid, and so going into film and TV seemed pretty crazy to me because I was like, I don't have the face for TV. That's not me. I'm going to be on stage. That makes sense. So I switched to film and TV, and I was pretty hooked after the first season. We did a show called Skeleton Crew. And by the time season 2 came around, I was like, yeah, give me lines, that'll be fun. So season 2 is great, and we're going into our 5th season right now of Skeleton Crew. Demon Doctor is a goodie. I already told you about that one, which you want to check out. And I've got a really cool show right now that's out. It's called Shaka and the Dog. It's this really adorable family-friendly show. It's about this little Maltese, her name is Shaka, and it's about this beautiful gray, I don't even know what kind of dog it is, I feel terrible, but this dog called Sky, and he's so beautiful, and it's about Shaka getting Sky as her brother. So her daddies bring in another dog, and she's like, what's going on? I should also preface with the fact that Shaka thinks that she, in fact, is a child, a human child, which in fact she is not. So, so it's a really cute little series by Oblivion Films. So shout out to Jose and Eva. Yay, thank you. So I play Shaka in that, and that's available on YouTube. What else? I've got a really cool show coming out. It's called The Art of Blowing It. It's about a former child star named Emmy Hart who's doing a career reboot. And that's going to be coming to YouTube as well pretty soon. And the last question would be, what advice would I give to someone just starting out? This is a great question. I would say do something else. If you want to be an actor because you want to be famous, do something else. If you want to be an actor because you want to make money, do something else. If you want to be an actor because you can't do anything else, because you eat, sleep, and breathe creativity, and you need to do it, unfortunately, you're in the right club. That being said, I'm not saying don't be an actor. I'm saying if you can do something else, go do that. Because the thing about acting is you can go to school just like going to school for anything. You go to school to be a doctor. You best believe when you're done with your training, you're going to be a doctor. When you go to school to be an actor, you can finish your training, have studied with everyone, and still not make it anywhere. So my number one thing I would say is if you're just joining and you're not exactly sure, really look at yourself and see if you're sure and this is something that you want to do. And if you say, yes, this is something that I want to do, then this is my advice. Okay, a few things. I would sign up for Actors Access, Backstage. Those are places where you can find out about auditions. If we need to back up even another step, you need a headshot. You need a picture that looks like you, that's gonna sell you, and one that's really good. So you have to do your research as to figure out what market you're shopping in. So if you're in LA, you need an LA photographer. If you're here in New York, you need a New York photographer, but you also need that look because each coast has a very specific look. And you also have to figure out, what do you want to play? And of course you're thinking, well, I'm an actor, I can play anything. Yeah, sure. Okay, Meryl Streep. You might be an actor and you might be able to play everything, but you have to start smart. If you want to book work, you have to figure out what your type is. And I'm sure you've heard that, type. It's so important to know exactly what you're selling. What is your type? Are you the quirky friend from next door? Are you the super hot guy? Congratulations if that's who you are. You'll go further than everyone else. Are you the really smart chick that wears glasses and can talk really, really fast? You want to figure out what your little things are, what your quirks are, what separates you, what makes it to where someone's going to book you as opposed to Brooke Shields. I mean, maybe that wasn't the best scenario, but you know what I mean. So yeah, you want to do headshots, you want to sign up for Backstage, you want to, I highly recommend improv classes. UCB was a great school, and right now you can take improv classes anywhere. I've taken improv classes at UCB, which those are available online right now. You can also do Second City, which I just finished a class there, and the Groundling, which I also just finished a sketch comedy class there. I think that it's really important to diversify yourself if you're an actor, so that's why I've put my feet in so many different markets, because I also want to do all of these things. I want to do comedy, I want to do horror, I want to do little sketches that I write, I want to do drama, I want to do voiceover, I also sing with a band. But all of that came because I decided that I wanted to do it. I mean, if you got to make a vision board out of it, you need to be very specific as to what you want. Because if you just think, I want to be an actor, everyone wants to be an actor, but not a lot of people are. And the reason that they're not is because it's really hard. It's really, really hard. You're going to have a survival job of doing something. And don't even get me started on the fact that this is the coronavirus going on right now, because who knows what that's going to do to the business. But I will tell you one thing. If you want to be an actor right now, you best believe that you need a green screen and a lamp ring. Because if you're submitting for auditions right now, you need to look pristine because everyone else does. So you want to be competitive, you want to educate yourself, you want to check out variety, see what's going on in the business, you want to read, you want to learn. This business is it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge, but it has beautiful rewards, because I think something for me, I've always wanted to feel connected to people and bring joy to people and bring laughter and bring a feeling and bring strong work to an audience. And I'm very lucky that I work with such equally passionate people in my life, and that we're all able to come together. Now, I hope I didn't sound too tough by telling you what you need to do. I just want what's best for you. And if you think that you kind of want to be an actor, join a community theater group and act with them, and that's okay. You don't have to move to New York and try it out, unless you feel like that's your burning desire and you have to. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much for clicking on my link. And if you check out below, you'll see a link for Shock and the Dog. You'll see some Demon Doctor, which I actually won an award for. I was super stoked. Thank you so much, Asia Webfest, for Best Actress in a horror web series. That was really exciting. The Art of Blowing It will be coming out soon. Also, check down below. You'll see my website also. And thank you so much again for having me on this show. You guys are the best. Take care.